Presidential addresses to Congress are nearly as old as this country, dating back to George Washington in 1790. In his speech, Washington said, "The welfare of our country is the great object to which our cares and efforts ought to be directed." Tonight, President Trump will tell the country where his efforts will be directed. And CBS's senior White House correspondent Weijia Jiang joins us now with her latest reporting on where exactly he's going to go. So, Weijia, the White House often before these speeches says, you know, the president's going to strike this tone. So it's to get us all thinking in that frame of mind. So what are they saying about the tone tonight?
John, it is going to be a Trumpian tone, we are told. Sources here say this is all Trump in his words. He is deeply involved in every bit of this message because he thinks it's really important to take a victory lap and to remind the American people of what he is doing to make their lives better. So to that end, this speech is organized in four very distinct parts, we are told. Part one is going to be a look back at his past 43 days in office to tout everything that he considers to be a victory. He will then shift to the economy and talk about the, quote, mess that he inherited and really level set with people and try to explain with specific details, we are told, about how he is trying to lower prices for people and what he is doing to boost the economy. He will also ask for Congress for more funding for border security before he turns to foreign policy, which of course we expect to talk about Ukraine as well as the conflict in the Middle East, because sources here say it's really important to the president to come across as a peacemaker. So he's going to try to show that he's doing everything that he can to negotiate two of these critical deals, John.
And Weijia, is this one of these carefully crafted speeches, lots of speechwriters, or how is he preparing for this four-point speech?
Well, officials told us he is not preparing by, reading from a teleprompter or standing at a podium and going over this speech, but he has been working closely with his team of advisors and his speechwriters just to make sure that the content is what he wants to say. It's interesting, John, because I was going back to my notes from just about a year ago to look at his predecessor because they were preparing in a much different way. At the time, President Biden had something to prove, and that was that he was not too old to do the job, that he was mentally and physically prepared to take on another term in office. And so to that end, he was doing the physical preparation, including, practicing every line to try to land it. But we are told that the president is not doing that and, quote, he could do this in his sleep, John.